Geno, you talked back in May about being brought in to lead this offense and efficiency and how this offense needs to run, and now you're leading the NFL in interceptions. What do you got to do to fix that?
Number one, take care of the ball, not throwing interceptions. That's the simplest way I can put it to you. But first of all, I owe it to my teammates, really, to go out there and play better. And I felt like we had a great week of practice. I felt like the process was there. I felt like, I was feeling good about what I was seeing. The game plan was great. Guys fought their tails off. Guys deserve to get this win, and I let those guys down. So there's a lot of things I'm gonna have to fix within myself. That's the reality. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I gotta be a lot better, and I am a lot better. But it hasn't showed up. The guy that I'm supposed to be hasn't showed up yet. And so, I take pride in fixing this stuff.
Is it an anger right now, or a disappointment, or a frustration, or all of the above type of response to something like this?
Yeah, more so just anger. I know I got to be better, and for me as a player, like I said, man, I pride myself on my process and the way that I go about things, and there's some things that I got to do better. I mean, it's flat out. And it's in terms of my play on the field, I feel like I said, we had a great week of practice. Preparation was there. Guys were dialed in. You saw how Ashton ran the ball today. You saw how the line played today. You saw how our guys were getting open and how our defense played inspired. How our crowd was electric throughout the game. And if you look at the difference in the game was the turnovers. So simply put, I got to be better.
Geno, you brought up Ashton, so two-parter for you. Been waiting sort of for his time to come, right? He talked about him getting the ball more. And now that balance is there, and he has the day that he has. If you can comment on that. And then second part, in terms of your turnovers, do you say anything to him afterwards? Do you you have to feel that obviously he has a career day, sort of that breakout moment that we've been waiting on. Not sure if you had a chance to talk to him. It's got to weigh on you as the veteran, right?
Yeah, shoot, man, Ashton had a great day. He's a great player. He's the guy we've always seen. Like I said, the outside, I've been in this thing long enough to know how it goes, man. Like, one week you're the best, one week you're the worst. It's just how how it goes. But the reality is that you got to stay within yourself and play your game. And for him, he's only going to get better. Our team's only going to get better. Offense is only going to get better, and I'm for damn sure going to get better. What I'm saying? I ain't hanging my head about nothing. That's just not how I am. But I am frustrated. I am upset the way that I turned the ball over and gave those guys chances and gave our defenses, short fields to play with, and they're playing like that. I mean, I'm putting us in tough situations over and over again. And like I said, that's on me. I'm not going to look anywhere else, but at myself when it comes to that.
Geno, last week you were running for your life, 5 sacks but no interceptions. This week, no sacks and 3. I'm just curious, was it forcing the ball maybe today? Do you have any? Can you put your finger on what happened?
I feel like the first two, I thought Kevin made great plays. They're playing Tampa 2. He's the Tampa safety player. He's carrying the vertical. As soon as I cut the ball loose, he stops, he dives and catches one. The other one, kind of just hit him, right in the chest. So those are two. I mean, again, I'm putting it on myself, obviously, but sometimes they make great plays. And then the last one was just a terrible throw. And the reality is, again, is that I'm better than that, and I know that. And like I said, on the outside, I don't know what the outside is going to say. I really don't care. But internally, I hold myself to a very high standard, and right now I haven't met that standard. So there's a lot of hard work that needs to be done, and that's all I can focus on is making this stuff right.
When it's a loss like this, where you basically could say, look, -3 turnovers, it's hard to win in the NFL like that. When it comes down to that, and everything, so many other things were good. Is it easier to try to not move on from it, but just say, hey, there was some good, if not for the turnovers. So if we don't do that, we're a much better team, and this result might be different moving forward.
I mean, you can't get that back. So, yeah, in hindsight, you can look at it that way, but, that's not reality. That's not real life. Can't get those turnovers back. Can't get those plays back. Can't get the throws back. You got to make the play when it's there to be made. That's the reality of this game, and that's what the great ones do. I got to fight. I got to fight to get this stuff right. I got to make it right for my teammates. I owe it to them. I owe it to the organization. I owe it to the fans. I owe it to everybody. I got to get this stuff right.
Your concern level with your blindside protector, Colton Miller, going down and getting carted off late?
Yeah, obviously, hoping for the best for Colton. It seemed like, may turn out better than we expected. And, you know, he's a warrior, man. Colton's a dog, man. He played another tremendous game. I think he's one of the best left tackles in the game. Just honored to be his teammate, honored to play alongside him, you know, hoping for a speedy recovery. But, you know, we got guys that'll step up as next man up, and we got guys that are capable. So, you know, great week of practice, preparation, get back to it.
Geno, both you and Pete Carroll, veterans at your crafts. What does he say to you after a game like this?
Man, Coach Carroll's the best. He's always gonna be positive, love me up, say all the right things, you know, keep my spirits high. But I'm too competitive to you know, just go about it like that, man. That's just not how I roll. Shoot, he's supposed to say that. My teammates are gonna say they got my back. They're supposed to say that. But and I know they do. But I owe it to those guys. Like I told you, I owe it to them to play better. We deserve to win. These guys deserve to win, man. They put the work in throughout the week. We got some of the hardest working guys I've been around. And when I let them down like that, you know what I'm saying, I feel terrible. I feel terrible about it, so I got to get it right.
Last question, Lloyd.
1 win, 3 losses, Geno, and I think you could take bits and pieces of every game. At some point, 60 minutes of football from the Raiders. Is this a team that can right the ship and be a winning program consistently?
Hell yeah, we're going to be a winning program. We are going to be that. So I'm ready for it.
All right, thank you, Geno.